Hey there, it's JohnBerry555, and I finished watching Jetlag the Game, Season 18, Stateside Scramble. So, you probably noticed I did not post reviews of the previous two episodes. Well, that's because of two reasons. One, I lost my voice one of those weeks. Two, I was too tired that week just to make any videos. You notice all my channels I almost basically took 2-3 weeks off. Try not to do that, but sometimes things happen, and you just have to take care of yourself. But anyhow, let's actually talk about Stateside Scramble now that the series is over. There will be spoilers in this video. So, one, the game was pretty close. I do think... Okay, let's just say who won. Adam and Ben won, but I do think Sam and Amy could have won if, and this is a big if Adam and Ben missed their flight to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I mean, it was close. And in all honesty, if this wasn't the final episode, Adam running up right before seeing taking boat would have been a perfect place for it to end an episode. If this had happened early in the game and not near the end. And all that. So, it would have been the perfect point for a cliffhanger ending for an episode. But that's too late in the game to do it. And that is what allowed Adam and Ben to take the lead, making that last minute connection. And if they had missed that, Sam and Amy would have been able to get Maine and then get to Rhode Island in time for them to claim it, and that would have tied up the game, I believe, if I remember the math. Or if they got lucky and Connecticut had gotten drawn as well. But basically, if Ben and Adam hadn't made it, or if they also failed the Margaritaville challenge, that would have also have done it as well. But alas, that's not how the game went out. And one thing I think I reflected on some of the other videos, I'll be sure to put all of these together as one big compilation. But normally in Jedi the game, I'm typically rooting for Adam or Ben or both of them whenever they're on the same team, like in this one. But this is actually the first season that I actually was rooting for Sam. Typically doesn't happen with me. Partially that's because of the dynamic that was set up earlier in Jedi, way back in the first couple seasons, where Sam was played much more of a heel, so you were naturally more storytelling-wise wanting to root for Ben and Adam as more underdogs. I think the reason why I started rooting for Sam back then to Amy is one, because we don't see much of Amy, but whenever we do in Jedi, great. But also, two, they had a lot of unfortunate luck in this game. A lot of bad luck at the start of the game. In the first half of the game with the cards pulled that just made it so hard for them to catch up. And we could see that throughout the rest of the game, that they were constantly playing catch up. Granted, the Canada wild card was a huge boon for them, but that wasn't enough good luck to overcome all the other bad luck that they had in this season. But I think largely because this is the first season where Sam was clearly the underdog because of that bad luck is why I ended up rooting for Sam and Amy. Because it was so clear that they were facing a lot of bad luck. While Adam and Ben, I wouldn't call it good luck, because they've had great luck, good luck before. Except for, the flight in the last episode, of course. But that was amazing good luck. But normally their thing is they do maybe get some bad luck, or more accurately, they're able to they have good luck that pulls victory from a almost hopeless situation, for lack of a better description. But here it was just kind of more run the mill for them. Like they had decent connections. Like everything was going good for them. Not, I wouldn't call it spectacular, not until this most recent episode 6, where they made it to the flying time. That's like the luck that we're normally used to seeing out of Ben and Adam. So that makes it more interesting. They're getting good luck, but they were just getting okay luck for most of the season, and then they got this great piece of luck at the end that allowed them to secure the victory. Meanwhile, Sam and Amy had, like I said, all this bad luck at the beginning, and the kind of bad luck that makes for a great underdog and great television. Yes, this is not technically television per se, but come on. It's the same kind of genre. You get this underdog character that's being developed through a series of unfortunate events, a series of bad luck. Of course you're going to want them to win. Sadly, that's not what happened for Sam and Amy. Mathematically, they did the math and they found they couldn't do it. Yeah, they could have gone they would need to give Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Vermont. And was are the all the and Connecticut and Vermont were not Vermont, New Hampshire were not in play yet. Yeah, no wonder they decided no, just to concede. I still think it would have been fun to try to claim Rhode Island just because why not? As a last ditch hurrah, see they could get Connecticut, but they still would have needed to get New Hampshire, and that just was not in the cards for them based off of time left in the game and the odds. Just they would have not been able to, like, just driving time alone they determined was not enough. And that's the way it ended up being. I also got to mention that how did they get jet lag in? Well, of course. Well, Adam and Ben ended the game in the same time zone they started. Daylight savings time was in effect, so they used that to get them to say that there's a jet lag, which I thought was a great way. And also for the trophy, they called back to the challenge where Amy and Sam had to make a butter sculpture, so it was a butter trophy. I really like that. That was very clever, and then have it slide down the Atlantic coast all the way down to Myrtle Beach where Ben and Adam were. Honestly, that was really great. Is there more I can say? Certainly, without a doubt. Honestly, I could talk more about the 2 episodes I missed my reviews of. And honestly, I probably should, but I won't, because I got a lot of videos to catch up on, and so I'm going to work on those. So stay tuned. I don't know when the next video will drop on this channel. Probably when season 19 of Jetlag the Game drops as well. That's probably when I'm going to. There's some other oddball things I'm going to try to do. I got some videos that I took while hiking that I'll probably post as well at some point. But on my main channel, I got some more Star Wars content planned, so keep an eye out for that. I know that the 9th Jedi is coming out soon as a series, so that's going to be fun. And then in September, we're going to be resuming my 10th anniversary watches over there of Star Wars Rebels. So stay tuned for all that stuff over there. This video is obviously going to have the link in the description to my main channel. And also my retro reviews for classic TV shows. Took a break from those as well. Don't worry, they're going to get back up. Probably not this week, but probably next week. So stay tuned for all that. And let me know your thoughts on Jetlag the Game, Stateside Scramble in the comment section down below.